scared my whole damn life. I'm not scared anymore.
Sorry.
I'm not. It's been the best day of my life. You get to that field. You know we matter. That security guard right there was a goddamn hero.
But it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes, you come and take me. It's so deep in my daydreams, but it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. I want you so bad. 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 But it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes, you come and take me. It's so deep in my daydreams, but it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby.
Think about you. What is this shirt? Where's your collar? Where's the rest of the buttons in it? And it's not tucked in. You look sloppy. Matter of fact, you look horrible. Did you pick up some muscles too? Or somebody outside pumping you up?
Sorry that I haven't been around, bud. I've been figuring some stuff out.
What you mean figure stuff out? It is nothing to figure out. Okay, you go to bed, you wake up, you get some coffee, then you come to work, and then you repeat the same thing tomorrow.
The girl.
Oh my God.
I talked to her.
The one with the
I talked
sunglasses?
with the sunglasses, yes! I talked to one of the sunglass people, and now I'm one of the sunglass people.
Me?
Everybody down on the ground!
You're so hot. What if I could tell you that you could be more, your life could be fuller, that you're free to make your own decisions, your own choices?
dumbass.
We are in the middle of something. Quiet time. These puppies changed my life, and they're gonna change yours too.
Come on now, you know we don't wear sunglasses.
Ho, 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 ho. We do now.
Are you kidding me?
Put them on. No. Life doesn't have to be something that just happens to us. Right? Just put the glasses on and you're gonna see. You're gonna see. Come on.
I can't, okay? I'm sorry.
I'm keeping these asshole mouth.
You know, some guy, people say it all the time, like, guy can take a shoe to the face better than anybody I know. I mean, when you put it on there, you act like...
But it's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. When I close my eyes, you come and take me. It's so
Don't have a good day, have a great day.
Love that song.
That's a new one.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kakodash. I want to give double honor to the Apostle Great Millstone, who has taught us his truth. I want to give a mighty shalom to all the Akim and Aqua stay rooted in this faith and truth. And I also want to pretty much just go over, I'm trying this new method where, since I like to, when I make my videos, I like to reference a lot of movies. I'm trying this new thing where I'm going to start going on YouTube and taking these scenes and making little short films and then putting a few precepts behind them to pretty much like help give you a true visual of what I mean and how these things will be popping off. So the movie that I picked today was Free Guy. And if you know anything about Free Guy, it's with Ryan Reynolds. And it's about this game where he's an AI in the game, and he wakes up, and everybody else in the game doesn't know that they're in the game, but he does. So what this really pretty much is representing is like Israel, the remnant, that 1/3, the elect who's woken up out the system, just like in the Matrix. They was called, they was chosen, they woke up. So now, what's it called? Now that he has woken up, he starts to move different. The normal isn't normal for him anymore. He's opening up his mind. So in these different videos, you're gonna see a few different videos. The first clip is of him having to make this jump. Right? This jump is pretty much him in the race, running that race, having that faith because it was never seen. Yes, it was a vision that he had of this place, but it was never actually seen. So since it wasn't seen, he was running off faith, and he took this leap of faith at the end. And he was, as you see it in the video, it was this bridge, and once he just jumped. There was nothing else. And so this is the same way that we're taking that leap of faith with the Lord, because we're what's it called, falling off faith, and not what's it called, by sight and actions. Yes, the Lord shows us little things, but for the main part, the things that were shown back then, we don't see. So you're moving off pure faith, right? So I just wanted to get a few different scriptures, and pretty much hopefully these scriptures break it down and the video helps and it gives you a better understanding, right? So I apologize about that. My video had broke up. But the first one I want to get, I'm just going to get a few different scriptures. And these are scriptures that make me, like, pretty much that came to my mind once I was watching these videos. So we have to realize that this isn't for everybody. The first go around, when the Lord took us all out of the wilderness, right? What were a lot of us doing? A lot of people were scoffing, saying, did you bring me to the woods to surely die? And then when he gave us the burnt sacrifice, we start sinning willfully. We start making a license to sin when the Lord said there is no license to sin, is it not? So the Lord was done away with us. He said he didn't want to accept our burnt offering anymore. So this time, he's only coming back for certain ones. He's not coming back for everybody, right? So this is one scripture, Zechariah 13:8. It says, "It shall come to pass that in the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried. And I shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power." Right? So in this scene, he sees this woman, the lady in the red dress, right? He sees this woman, to where the woman we all know is represented as wisdom. He was going about his everyday life, blue shirt guy, everyday life, going to work, getting his coffee. And one day, the Lord took that veil off him and awoke him. He seen this woman, which was wisdom, and she changed him. She made him move different. She made him pursue things differently. So the Lord gave him that unction to wake up. So by waking up, he put the glasses on. These are the same thing. We have to put these spiritual glasses on to see these prophecies, to understand what the Lord is trying to show us, and be a prophet is a seer, to see the things that are to come, right? So what I'm getting at is he was represented as the 1/3 in this movie, right? There was also a scene where it had showed he had finally came back, and this is what all Israel does. Soon as we get this knowledge, we want to give it into the people we love. But we have to realize the people we love aren't going to be accept this thing. They're not able to accept this thing, right? The man literally on the ground and said, "I can't. I'm sorry." When he did the jump and he was going on that thing, he said, "I can't." He said, "Do this for me." He said, "This is the best day I've ever had." So you have to realize that we're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for our people as a whole, right? They're not the Lord saying 2 Peter's hastening to the day, right? Okay, I'm gonna start up at 11. Actually, I'm gonna start up at 10. Because in the video, as it was showing that their world was getting destroyed. And it was by a I want to say an Amalekite. I could be wrong. I don't know the brother's exact race in the movie. But he was pretty much represented as the heathen, but really he was representing Esau because he had built that world. But what he used, if you know about the movie, he used the real creator's world and he built over it of wickedness, right? So when he was gonna get caught up, he lifted up that horns, as the Lord said he would do, and he tried to destroy everything because he couldn't have it no more. So the brother was going down this path, this straight and narrow path, as you see it in the video, and he was running to the Garden of Eden, paradise. He was running to heaven. He was going through the straight gates. You have to realize in that day, what you've built up is what you're gonna need. Wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of our times, right or wrong, right? So in that day, everything that we've built up, everything the Lord has given us and we stored up is gonna come in full effect. We're gonna use it. And the Lord's gonna help guide us through all these troubles, because you have to realize Amos 5:18 told us that the day of the Lord is gonna be darkness, no light in it. But it also says in Revelations, right? Is it Revelations 3? That's a good one. Verse 10, Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So, we know what this means. This is talking about that mark. But for relating it to that movie, that was the end of the world. That was that destruction. It was literally deleting everybody. Everybody was getting deleted. The whole world was getting deleted. And that's why we go back to this 2 Peter's, right? 3 and 10. Really, we can go 3 and 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Right? So the Lord doesn't. That's the thing. People think, even though this is what's really crazy, everybody think that the Lord is coming back to save all. He's not. And when they find out what the Lord really is, they say, well, that's not my Lord. My Lord would never. The Lord doesn't want to do these things, but that's like a parent to a hard-headed kid. You don't want to beat your child, but in order for your child to progress and do better, you have to put him through certain things. It's called tough love, right? So, I'm going to get it too. That's, I'm going to get it. So, matter of fact, I'm going to get it now, because I don't even want to lose that. No cap, I don't want to lose that. Hebrews 12 and 6. It's another one though. Wait. Yep. Okay. We're going to start at Hebrews 12 and 6. We're going to go back to the 2 Peter's. But I just had to get it because it's just like a parent. A parent's going to show his child tough love so that he learns now, so that later he won't keep making that same mistake. You have to think that we are many gods, demigods, right? And so our punishment is going to be at a higher extreme than what our carnally mind will think. So you have to realize that for God, this is the type of godly punishment. Dying over and over again, having to keep retry and rehearse these things, because we have to realize that the Lord had this all set up for a reason. He didn't want to just give us something and we didn't know how to truly run it. Give us something and we really didn't truly appreciate it. We weren't humble. We didn't have everything that we needed in order at the time, right? So he's putting us through this so we can learn to be righteous judges in that day. When he does finally give it to us, we're going to know how to move. We're going to know how to appreciate things. We're going to know how the world should be ran, because we've seen what wickedness is. We've seen how the world is ran through wickedness. We've seen how our people are dying. Our food is being contaminated. Disasters and crazy places. All types of things. But when we're in charge, that's not going to happen. So we have to go through these things because of what we did. We sinned. The Lord didn't do us wrong. We did him wrong. That's what Judges 10 and 14 was talking about. We kept going off, worshiping all these other people. So now, in order to get back in the Lord's good grace, we have to go through this. We have to do these things, right? We have to prove ourselves. Prove yourself whether you be in the faith or not, right? So this is Hebrews 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scourgeth, every son who he receiveth. So these are the ones that the Lord picked out from the dawn of times, the beginning. You gotta remember, he knew, he said, I knew you before you were formed in the belly. You know how mighty that is? He knew us way before that. All right? It says 7, if ye endure chastising, how deal with you as a son, as with sons. For what son he whom the father chastiseth not, right? What dad is finna sit here and watch his son do all these bad things and not sit there and check his little homie? Check his little son, right? That's the same thing the Lord's doing to us. We represent him. But if you be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then you are bastards and not sons. So if you ain't going through hell, the Lord ain't dealing with you. If everything is hugs and kisses, the Lord ain't dealing with you. Now, I'm not going to say life is complete hell. We have good days. But for the most part, you're going through something. You're learning something. You have to realize that diamonds is made in fire, baby. You have to go through this. You got to enjoy that burn, because all it is purging all those bad things that we used to do, them sins. And we're being reborn. Verse 9 says, furthermore, we have had our fathers in the flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. So we see this. If you know, anybody that's been in these shoes before, I used to do all types of crazy stuff growing up. And I got whooped for it. I ain't gonna lie. But I used to be like, why am I getting beat like this, that, and the third? But now I appreciate it. Because it made me into who I am today. It showed me what's right from wrong. And it showed me certain things that you shouldn't be doing. Train up a child and he shall surely not depart, right? So this is the same thing the Lord is doing. He's training us up. Okay, right? Verse 10, so for they verily for a few days chastised us after their own flesh pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. So he's doing this for us. This is really a blessing. So you have to take it like a good soldier. Take every lesson and eat, build, get better, get stronger. Right? Let's go to 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heaven shall pass away with a great noise. What is that great noise? These are the missiles, these nukes. This is going to be World War III, right? And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and all the works therein shall be burnt up. So this is Judgment Day. This is the day that everything is going to get destroyed. The same way in that video where everything was getting deleted right behind him. The same way it was happening in, when Lot had rolled off and he said, don't look back. What the Lord said to his wife, don't look back. And he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the same thing. The brother was running straight on that straight gate and he didn't look back. Because everything behind him was destroyed. He was only looking forward. It's the same thing that we're doing in this walk. You got to keep pushing forward. He that runneth the race runneth all, so that he may obtain the crown. Right? So it says, verse 11, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So you have two sides. You know what's to come. Are you going to sit here and wallow in your pity and die with this world? Or are you going to say, forget that, lose your life on this side and earn your life on that next side? That's what it showed in that video with that one brother. He couldn't make it because he couldn't give up his life. And he couldn't leave that doctrine, that society, that mindset. He was stuck in it. But if you keep watching it, which I didn't upload the clip, I'm gonna have to upload the clip another day. But at the end, everybody that had died was reborn in that beautiful new heaven. Once he jumped over, it showed it. I showed a quick little glimpse of what I'm speaking on. But it showed it. It showed what he was fighting for. It showed what he was doing all this for. And the only reason that he was able to wake up was because, one, the Lord, and then two, the gift that the Lord gave. In this case, in that movie, he gave him wisdom, that woman, to help him, guide him. Right? Let's go to Actually, this is right here. It says Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 9. Unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that you may learn wisdom and not fall away. For they that keep holiness holy shall be judged holy, and they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. So he's building you up for that day. And if you continue down in this, did I not read that you shall surely be kept from the hour of temptation? That covering of the Lord will be over you, right? So it says, verse 11, wherefore set your affection upon my words, desire them, ye shall be instructed. Right? So you got to be at the door, the Lord's doorstep every day. Lord, do you hear me? I just want your attention. You got to fight for this. Don't even let yourself hold you back from your own crown, right? It says, wisdom is glorious and never faileth away. Yes, she is easily seen of them that love her and found of such as seek her. You have to seek this out. The Lord said, you take one step, pretty much roughly paraphrasing, you take one step forward to him, he's going to take one step forward to you and make his abode with thee and plead with you to show you where you're going off so you can do better. And Lord willing, you might be made a pillar in his future kingdom to come. Right? So that's why I showed the video of when he was going through his daily walk. His normal before he got woke up, he finally seen that wisdom. You have to realize we all out of nowhere just got that unction one day, right? It just fell upon us. We didn't choose this. So in that day, once he finally seen it, it's like I got you. John 10 and okay. So I'm going to go to John 10 and 3. It says, to him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. So this is the Lord. And that unction, the Lord, when he gave him upon that wisdom, he was calling that name to wake up. It's time. That's when he finally got that unction. He said, I choose you, you don't choose me. Many are called, but few are chosen. All right. These things will pop up to mind. So then if I drop down, we're going to actually go to 4. And it says, when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth behind them. And the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. So all these other gods, which was being told to us, the reason it wasn't sitting right with us because it wasn't for us. But when the Lord finally presented himself to us, something in our spirit was like, that's him. That's our Lord. That's my Father, right? It says, verse 5, and a stranger they will not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. So once you hear this the Lord's voice, you're never going to turn back. Lord willing, you're never going to turn back. And that's what happened in that video. After that, he couldn't go back to his old life. It just didn't sit right with him. Why would you want to know something but not do better? Why would you want to know, like, your house is finna get bombed, but you want to stay with your house? That's like people when they be saying tsunami evacuations or earthquake or tornado evacuations. And you have those people that just want to sit there and stay and say, we're going to tough it out. What? No. The Lord gave me discernment and wisdom and knowledge. I'm going to use it. It's plain and simple. So, back to the video. This is where it comes upon that part. Like I said, when she walked past him, she woke him up. That was that unction. Right? So then I showed another scene where he tried to go into his people, which was his friend, and he tried to wake him up. So you have to realize that we all try to do these things. We stay trying to wake up one of our brothers and sisters, but you have to realize that it's just not meant for everybody. Yes, the Lord said, go to Ezekiel 3 and 17. He said, tell him the wickedness. Let me just get it. Well, I'll roughly paraphrase it if I can just get it. It says, son of man, I have Salakia. Ezekiel 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. So that's what he did, right? So before he even came, like, with that truth, The brother went and took the beam out his own eye first, that Matthews. So before he even tried to help his homie out, he made sure he was straight first. And then he came back, he said, I'm sorry for being gone for a little while, but I had to change some things. So now that he understands this a little bit better, he's trying to bring it to his best man. Like, wow, that's something, come on, wouldn't you do that? So he's trying to bring it to him like, hey, bro, this ain't living. This ain't life. We could do better. We could be more. So he's giving him that warning from the Lord. He's telling him like, bro, clean yourself up. This ain't you. You're a king. Stop living like this. Verse 18 says, when I say unto the wicked, they shall surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest the warning from the wicked, his wickedness way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but if the blood were required at thine hand. So yes, we're supposed to give that warning. But at the same time, if they don't accept it, you can't do nothing about it. Did not the Lord say, wipe off the dust of thy feet? It should be worse for them than Sodom and Gomorrah. So in the part of this movie, when he was like, I just can't do it, and he put his head back down, yeah, it was sad, but he realized, hey, I got to keep moving forward, and I got to do this for my people. They can't do it for themselves, right? That's just like our people in this world. We try to tell them to do better, but they won't do better because they're so stuck. They're stiff-necked. You tell them how the laws aren't done away with, but they still feel like they eat pork. They're all these little things. These are things that's going to hold them back, little things, man. But the ones that are choosing it, because the Lord said, who shall go up? And he said, me, Lord, pick me, roughly paraphrasing. I have to find it. But that's just like us. Yes, the Lord picked us, but he gave us that unction in our spirit to want to do this. So we're not just doing this for us, we're doing this for our people as well, right? So that's why he ended up doing that journey by himself. And that's true. Even though we all are together, this walk is a lonely walk. End of the day, you're walking this walk by yourself. You can't be saved by any man's works but your own. Right? It's your relationship with the Lord. Not your home relationship with the Lord is going to cover you. No, your relationship with the Lord. How are you in the Lord's relationship? That's what's going to count in that day. Right? So, that's why in that part, he couldn't do anything. But once he finally realized, which we came back to that part where he's running that, what's it called, lane by himself, and his best friend disappeared, that's going to just be like Israel. They're not going to know until that sign is shown, but it's going to be too late. So then they're going to be like, oh, where's those prophets at? But the Lord already told you. They're going to be put up. You're not going to be able to find them in that day. So now you just got to be made that burnt sacrifice. So in that clip when he was leading all of them, that's them being made a burnt sacrifice, because once they had rebooted the system, which that's all the Lord is doing, he's rebooting us and giving us better bodies and a better understanding. You can't put new wine in the old bottle. So once he reboots this system, you're going to come back through the loins of the elect. This whole thing is mighty, and he tells us these things through movies. This is why I love referencing things to movies, because it gives me a better picture. It gives me a better visual. It helps me understand things, right? So, the whole reason I even made this video is just pretty much to sum it up of how do I want to put this? Pretty much this movie's like the life of the elect. And what we go through. And a starter way to explain in a scene of how it looks. This is my first video doing it, but I hope to do more with different movies and take different scriptures to help break it down. So, Lord willing, I hope this was edifying, and I hope you understand from the, few scriptures I brought out, and me referencing to the scenes I'm finna attach it to. I hope it helps you get a better understanding of what we truly in. And I hope after this, you choose to do better, for not just for the body, for yourself, and for the Lord. That's all he wants. He just wants to see you try. So with that, I want to give a mighty shalom. I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Shalom.